And so when I jumped the car into the water, I jumped it into the water, and the ramp was underneath the water that you couldn't see.
Yep.
You follow me?
Uh-huh.
And so when I jumped into the water, and it sat there for a second, and it started going down, 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 and I disappear. Well, that's like on a master shot, you know, you see it.
Sure.
Well, now we take Jim, put him in the car, put him out on the ramp, and now he does, the Jim Garner looks at, are so prominent with everything he does.
Sure.
And he's looking up at Doris Day, who put the pool in, by the way, while he's at work.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so consequently, he's looking at her, and as he slowly sinks into the horizon, he just goes out of sight. It's on that thing. So we probably did that 2 or 3 times, you know, because maybe from different angles that the director might have wanted. I forget, you know,
Mhm.
the case may be. But with that so controlled, there again, there's a stunt, as the case may be, that you could do with an actor.
Yep.
It was so controlled that you could just up and down, up and down. And Jim was just, you know,
It was okay.
Jim was Jim, you know what I mean? And with all the expressions and all the things that he was doing, it was on stage.
Right.
I'm sure the water was warm,
Yeah.
you know, and kind of a fun sequence in a way, kind of a joke, really.
There was a similar scene in a Rockford
Go ahead.
where Firebird goes into the
Right,
sun-
yeah.
into the,
Oh,
into the
yeah,
swimming
God,
pool.
I'll tell you, I'll remember that, you know, it's, I didn't know how to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, we had the pool in the back, and we were going to drive the Firebird into a swimming pool. And I thought, how in the hell are you going to drive this Firebird into the swimming pool? And because we wanted to go the distance of the pool.
Yep.
And it was just through knowledge and asking questions, stuff like that. So what we did, we built a pan underneath the Firebird.
Yeah.
So it's all solid underneath the Firebird.
Okay.
You follow me? So now
Yep.
it becomes
Almost-
like a ski.
Yeah.
Well, for whatever reason, I'm not quite sure, but it's a good thing that we did. We were thinking about the diving board stood out 8 feet at
Yep.
the other end of the pool.
Concerned about hitting it.
And I know that I did. I kept looking at the diving board and then thinking about, what if we scooted across the top of this pool and didn't stop?
Yeah.
You know, we're not going that fast, but
Right.
it is possible. And of course, the pool's not that long, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
And as it turned out, there's no big thing. So if you take the diving board out,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not there. And obviously, we jumped it into the water. We all sank into the thing like that. And did we come close? I don't know that we did, but it was a comfort zone to know that it wasn't there. You
Mhm.
follow me?
Yep.
And we did it in the back lot. And, you know, I had a couple of guys there that, again, you have a couple of people there that are safety. I had 2 or 3 guys that were safety. And safety meaning that anything goes wrong, they know exactly. Now, I'd like to tell you about a stunt that really went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, go right ahead.
But, so that they would come on down. But it's a great line. It's a great line. And I'm doing the coordinating. It's at Rockford. Stephen Cannell is directing his first film
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And it was, of course, it was his show, obviously.
Right.
And so he wants to see this car turn over on the back lot with no ramp and all this stuff. And we had discussed it exactly what he wanted, this big steep hill. And so I hired probably 2 of the finest stunt guys, drivers, because I'm kind of directing the second unit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to slide down this cliff that's probably 100 feet in diameter. And so the stunt guys come up and they put 2x6s along the hill so that as it slid down the hill, it's got to turn over.
Yeah.
If it misses the first 6, that's okay. It's going to hit the second. So when the car hits it, the 2x6 is spread 40 feet across there. When it hits it sideways, it flips.
Yep.
And that's what it is. And so I'd gone to the first aid. I mean, I make this elaborate because it really, the whole joke is basically, you know what it is. And made sure that everybody at the studio, at the first aid department, because we had a hospital there at the first aid, knew what time we were doing this. I had first aid on the lot.
Mhm.
I had discussed with everybody else that you'll go to the left side of the car, you'll go to the right hand side. Nobody else do this, and we had what they had then probably more than ever before. And from then on, we would have what they call a safety meeting.
Yep.
We'd have a safety meeting and everybody, do you have a question you need to ask me?
Right.
Do you feel comfortable with what's happening? Is there anybody feels, you know, that's got anything on their mind that we need to discuss before we do this stuff? And of course, Stephen Cannell's there. First
Yeah.
time, first show, and he wrote the scoring. And of course, I want to do the right thing.
Sure.
And down at the bottom of the hill, we're down at the bottom of the hill. The stunt guys are in the car way up the hill. And I'll always remember, he turned to me, and of course, everybody's there from the Black Tower. I mean, shit, that's a big deal. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a big stunt, right? And he got several cameras shooting the sequence, and he turned to me and he said, Roy, it's all yours.
Oh.
Meaning, they rolled the cameras, it's yours now, Roy. And then, because Cannell obviously rolled his cameras, he's a director and something like that. But, you know, it was like turning to me and saying, Roy, it's all yours. I got the microphone, you got the Rocky talking, talked to the two guys in the car. Are you ready? And they said, yeah, we're ready. I said, engine running, yeah. All the cameras down below. Cannell had already rolled camera 1, camera 2. They're all rolling. Cameras are all rolling. Guys, whenever you're ready, bring it on. Well, here they come. And you could hear the car go, round, round. And I thought, oh shit, boy, this is going to be the goddamnest turnover I've ever seen. And it came to the end of the cliff, and it slid down the cliff and hit this first thing. Just kind of bounced over that one and just still sideways. Slid down to the second one, just kind of bounced over that one also. Slid down to the third one, almost stopped, and then slid down slowly to the bottom just sideways and just stopped with all the dust. Stephen Cannell turned to me and he said, is that it, Roy? I said, yes, Stephen, that's it. So I'm just telling you the things that kind of sometimes kind of go wrong, you know.
I'm trying to think what episode that would be.